Hey everyone! Today I want to give you a full and detailed analysis of the 5th episode of the Skibidi Toilet Multiverse. I'm going to show you everything you may not have noticed. Who set the trap for the CLOCKMAN Titan? What powers does the big magnetic Skibidi have? And who is the strongest Titan in whole Skibidi Multiverse? Let's get down to the detailed analysis. Get your tea and snacks ready. It's going to be very entertaining. Let's go. We'll start with the fact that the action in this episode takes place on an unknown map. Dom Studio didn't specify it in the description. At first glance, it seems to be the same city, but I think it's not. You'll find out why I think so little later. Let's move on. In the first frames, we see the POV cameraman flushing the Skibidi toilet. From the white shirt and black gloves, we can tell that this is just an ordinary Alliance agent. We've seen a lot of them. The cameraman rips off the flush button of the toilet and sends him to the Skibidi Jesus, but why he rips it off, I don't know, because a little later he just pulls it up. Also, we see that this is a ordinary Skibidi too. He has a white toilet, ordinary eyes, and he is quite easy to defeat. In this episode, the Alliance opponents haven't started mass upgrading their soldiers yet. Seconds later, another hapless toilet flies out of a building window with a deafening explosion. And the sound this creature makes is quite strange. I've never heard it before. It's definitely not a speaker woman or a camera woman as I thought at first. They make a completely different noise. What do you think it could be? Skibidi falls right on top of the police station, and look at that building. There's writing on it that says Raccoon Police, and it's quite interesting. I think this house is a reference to the Resident Evil series, specifically the second part of the game. The actions in that game took place in a similar plot, and let's compare them. They have exactly the same gates, the same lamps on the sides, and the same flags, only in the original they are in a different order. And if this police station is real, then the events of this episode take place in a different place from the first four. Raccoon City, located in Arklay County in the Midwestern United States. And at the beginning of the series, everything was happening in Britain, and I wonder what happened that the Alliance decided to fly so far away. Also, I think that the plot of Skibidi Toilet Multiverse is a bit like the plot of Resident Evil, in the fact that in the game the whole world was taken over by zombies, and people were being infected with their virus. In Skibidi Toilet is quite similar situation. The toilets have captured almost the whole world and turned all the people into their own kind. Only the Alliance agents don't turn into toilets, but the Skibidi have learned how to make mutants out of them. So let's move on. After a hard toilet landing, a big CLOCKMAN and a large speakerman come out to us. At first glance, they just walk around the city without any purpose. But I think they came here to find someone or something. At that moment, a Skibidi squad rides out from behind the fence, and the CLOCKMAN wants to use his power to stop them, but he gets really sick. This means there's a magnetic boy somewhere nearby, and it turns out to be true. And even though he's so small, this dude could disable the big CLOCKMAN at quite a distance. And it looks like he can't be flushed because there are helicopter blades where the flush button should be. Also, unlike the big magnetic Titan, he's all red, while the Skibidi Titan has a white tank. These little pigs surround the speakerman and start telling him how good it is to be a Skibidi toilet. But the POV has a hypno gun, and he disarms these bastards. Note how badly crippled this gun shoots compared to the original Skibidi toilet. But, okay, thanks to Dom Studio in the new episodes, the quality will improve. The big guy takes advantage of the situation and throws a small magnet dude in the dumpster. And after that, the mass flushing begins. Big CLOCKMAN shows that everything is okay now, but it's really not. Big Magnetic Boy flies in to avenge his little brother and decides to show the agents how Division by 2 works. Now let's take a moment to analyze this Skibidi Titan. He has 2 huge magnets on his sides that replace his hands. He can turn them on and off when he needs to, as we saw in episode 11. Magnetic Bud also has a huge round magnet on chains, and he can control it, but we never find out what this thing is for. You can also see singing magnets flying around this Titan, and they serve as projectiles that he shoots with a huge force. We have already seen this in the same 11th episode when he broke the hangar roof with them. Next to his arms, he has 4 tubes that look like rocket launchers. I think that's what they really are. He has a cool magnetic hat like his little brother, only way better. And finally, we reach the Ender Crystal from Minecraft, which is underneath this toilet. I think it's a huge energy generator that he uses to control all of his magnets, and it's probably this dude's most vulnerable place. If you destroy that crystal, all of his magnets will probably stop working. I don't know why no one has ever tried to do that. But we'll never know that because we've already said goodbye to this Skibidi in episode 12. POV cameraman fires with his hypno guns, but it doesn't work on such a giant. Toilet just doesn't feel his shots, and he starts putting the magnet in front of the cameraman to show him another division. I think he could magnetize the agent because all Alliance soldiers are robots in this multiverse. We've seen that many times before. But then, the Titan CLOCKMAN comes out to the ringing of the bells, and all the Skibidis came and started staring at him mesmerized. Probably it's another Resident Evil reference, this time to the fourth part. When the bells rang, all the mutants dropped what they were doing and went to the source of the sound without paying attention to anyone. And so it is here. Skibidi stopped paying attention to the POV cameraman and began to stare intently at the Titan CLOCKMAN. Although maybe I'm just losing my mind already, I don't know. I wonder how this big guy appeared here. I think there are two possibilities. Either the Cinema Man helped him teleport this far, or he used his superpower with which he can move very fast. We've already seen that in episode 4, I think. He seems to have a lot of stamina. And here we come to the question of the Titan CLOCKMAN's strength, and why I think he is the strongest Titan of all. In my opinion, the ability to control time is the coolest skill, because it allows you to deal with almost any enemy. Yes, we've seen how magnetic Skibidi can crush CLOCKMAN, but this metal dude doesn't seem to care about that. And in the next episode, we see how the Skibidi Titan really can't do anything. Maybe the magnets do work on the CLOCKMAN Titan, but not as much as they do on regular agents. In the next episode, we see that the big magnet is completely useless in the fight against the CLOCKMAN Titan. The Titan starts to be surrounded by huge Skibidi. Let's take a closer look at them. This toilet has 4 big strider legs, as well as 2 arms with katanas. He has a rather strange design. I can't even imagine how he will swing his swords. We've seen something like this before in episode 57 of Skibidi Toilet, but this guy had 4 katanas. Also, he has a welding helmet on his head like we saw one in episode 10 on the Skibidi Welder. Also, these 2 dudes have glowing eyes, just like the mutant from episode 13. I believe these huge toilets were made in the same lab and are quite possibly robots. But maybe they're just hypnotized by Titan CLOCKMAN, and that's why their eyes look so weird. The second Skibidi with circular saws has appeared before, and Titan defeated him. It looks like the restless bastard is here for an extra dose of smacky slaps on his Skibidi face. Too bad we probably won't get to see how CLOCKMAN feeds him another round of balls. There are also 2 Skibidi UFOs coming to the party, but it looks like these guys don't watch Skibidi Toilet Multiverse, and they have no idea what would happen if they were near that big buzzsaw. So, I'd like to call your attention to this sign. It's another Morse code message, and I've deciphered it again for you. It says, "Trap for him," and it's a warning that he doesn't need to fight here. But this tough guy doesn't seem to care about any danger in this world, and he's ready to kick some Skibidi butts. And be sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss anything. And that was me, Toilet. See ya.